All right. I think I was just going to get us out of it because we're going to roll on quickly instead of doing the 3-minute long intro. Welcome,
Yeah.
everybody. Welcome to the JuvEssentials here, where we're going to have some fun or try to have some fun because, again, it's another slow news week. But
What are you
Quell,
talking about? There's tons of news.
there's tons of news.
Tons
Apparently,
of news.
apparently I missed that. Apparently, it's footballing's calamity and Armageddon is happening all wrapped up into one because of the results in the past 2 days. So, totally missed me with that one. Here
I thought we saw some of the best football we've ever seen in the past few days.
it was entertaining as fuck. But here with me it is Maple Dave. German Dave has officially become Turkish Dave, and he is out on vacation, enjoying some much needed fun in the sun. So he will be back in, I believe, 2
Yeah,
weeks or something like
a
that.
couple weeks.
Not too sure. Yeah, a couple weeks. So Dave, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just another Thursday. Just another week of Juve fun. You know, gonna get into the Juve essentials, like you said, and look forward to Lazio. But first and foremost, just in these slow news weeks, we're gonna take the piss out of some people. That's what we do.
I love taking pisses. Oh, I do.
And we got a new pope
From Chicago.
Congratulations, Catholics. I don't know. How do we? I am a Catholic. How do I do this? Do we congratulate each other? Shake hands. Like, congratulations, we have a new pope. I don't know. It's kind of a big deal. It's like
I was going to say this might be ignorant on my part, but who cares?
If you don't care, you don't care. It's just like
I mean, again, I just like I'm like, what's okay, great. Like,
it means a lot to a lot of people.
I see.
This is just not you because you don't give a fuck. But it's fine. I mean, to everyone that cares, I guess it's happy times. Interesting. Now, actually, there's something we can comment on this right away. I think there are a lot of, at least in the world that I see, which is Serie A in particular, the footballing world, that there's a lot of coaches that look like the Pope right now.
All right.
Now, I'm going to go back a year and a half, 2 years, something like that, when we're just a fledgling little group here in a small little Discord, and we proposed a shirt, and it was like Gatti as the Risen Lord kind of thing, something Frankie made, because that's something I didn't even know, that like Latin America, they kind of like do these effigies with Christian Catholic religious kind of overtones to it, right? And that's normal in that culture, it's kind of accepted, but I guess in other cultures it's not. But now, like, what am I seeing now? Is this not the same shit? And I'm gonna bring it up, and this is actually a topic for tonight, honestly, but like, is this kind of sacrilegious to a point?
That's so corny.
I just don't know,
like, it's so
how
corny.
I should feel about this. Like, I don't really care, but like, is this not kind of like,
it's so
right?
corny. Hit your screen, your camera just said fuck this.
Yeah, my camera's like, no, I don't even want to look at this. If the old, no,
though it does look like though that is funny because LJJ says the Pope looks like Ranieri, which I totally agree because I saw
there was, hold on, let's scroll up. Let me scroll up here, because hold on, it's coming.
It is.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. You got it.
There's a lot of coaches as the Pope right now. It's just fucking weird. That's all I'm gonna say. Kind of weird. But that's okay. You know what? Because this was the conversation yesterday. Let's maybe we'll kick off on this. The coaching carousel. This is very, very related to us. Very on the point. The Discord blew up yesterday. Like, I couldn't even keep up. You know, once like you have 25 plus messages.
Oh yeah.
I looked and like I kind of went through all of them. Put my phone down for 5 minutes, opened it up, said, you have 25 plus new messages. Like, holy shit, guys, what's going on? Allegri 3.0 is what's on the table. I guess that's what's going on.
There's like multiple things right now because apparently Conte and De Laurentiis don't want to continue together. Now Max is an option for Napoli. So like I don't even know what the hell is going on at this point.
So these are essentially the names right here. Obviously, Tudor, Mancini back in the picture. Conte, obviously. Max 3.0. Does Zizou finally make it here? I think that last one's a pipe dream, personally. The other four are kind of plausible.
we covered Zidane when we did the video with Primo, right? Like why there's no reason like stop. Can people stop putting Zinedine Zidane as an option for Juve? Can we just let that die?
At least for now. It's not to say that it will never happen. It's just not in the current state of affairs. I can't see it.
Not in the next 5 years.
Just like Gasparini, and that's another name that you can kind of throw into the list. But like
that will also not happen. And here's like here, ironically, right? You only have 3 names on this list that will even make any practical sense. Conte, Allegri, Mancini, in that order.
And Tudor obviously is.
I don't think so. There's no way they're keeping him. There's
if the other 3 do not, like Conte stays with Napoli, let's say Max is like, no, I'm not coming back. This might just be a fucking joke for all we know.
If one of those 3 does not take the job and you have to re-sign Tudor, Giuntoli should be Spartan kicked out of the Conte Nasa. Like, I'm dead serious. If you in the right sense of mind sit there and think you can build a long-term sustainable project with Igor Tudor, you have lost your mind. You've lost your mind.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of thinking that you can do it. It's a matter of like, holy shit, nobody wants to play for a shitty club. Maybe I should go eat a deep fried peanut butter and banana sandwich on the toilet and see what happens.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like what people need to understand is like if I'm going to play for a club, I'm looking at the manager and seeing if the manager can get me into the spotlight, right? Especially if I am someone that's looking to break out or have a turnaround season. You're looking for a coach that can, turn my career around and get me into international football, to get me into the World Cup. Because this transfer window is crucial, because this summer transfer window is what helps players determine whether or not they're going to the United States in 26 or not. Because it's more so, I hope he would be sacked, but apparently he's at. Here's the thing about this, right? Because I'm hearing like, and I read something. Apparently, Giuntoli's asking for another chance or something like this, where it's like,
if you're asking for another chance,
you fucked up.
You have admitted guilt. You fucked up. Yeah.
You fucked up, because you want to know something funny here. Giuntoli is the first sporting director in a very, very long time to sack 2 coaches mid-season. Max
and to have even spent that kind of money.
Like, with all due respect to him, like, dude, no offense, bro, you shouldn't even be at a big club after this summer. Like, in my opinion, you shouldn't even have a job.
And that brings in a whole other discussion, which I feel could almost be its own episode. It's like just talking about sporting directors.
No, it doesn't even, like, for example, sporting director, you don't need a fancy name. You just need competence. That's what it is.
So who do you get at this point? Like, I know names like Sartori are like, but would he make the jump?
You'd have to break the bank for him. And again, it's dependent on whether or not Elkin has the balls to do it. And if you're a Ferrari fan, you already know Elkin has no balls.
Balls? No, he receives.
Yes. And that's where I kind of find it ironic, where it's just like, everyone was talking about Lewis Hamilton kind of bitching about, I'm just burning up tires here. Are we going to do anything? And you got the old classic Ferrari, we'll get back to you. That's kind of how Elkin runs shit. And it's like Juve right now. Hey, Juve, are you going to get any better? And Juve hits you back with we'll get right back to you on that. So, look, personally, Giuntoli's fucked up royally to the point where I don't have, there's no return for him.
It's like they gave him the keys to the castle and he let the invaders in.
Yeah. He let the mercenaries in, as Primo would say. But like, I look at it from this perspective where, like, if Giuntoli has balls, he'll sit there and go out in the summer once the season's over and is like, look, I fucked up. Like, I made some poor decisions. Some things didn't work out. Yeah.
I hope you don't expect that. I hope you don't expect that.
I don't expect it, but he should, because, dude, this is a royal disaster. Lloyd Kelly's deal finalized. So now Lloyd Kelly's officially a Juve player.
And just as a quick aside, like, the amount of news and coverage that we got, that's how slow this shit is. This news week. Again, Lloyd Kelly. Oh, it's confirmed. And then we're starting to fight, like, why it's confirmed. It doesn't matter. He's the Juve player now. It was so fucking simple that he was always going to be a Juve player regardless, unless, like, another Torino team flew into the side of a fucking mountain. That's the only way that would not have happened.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oof, that one was plain wrong.
Just like this shit. It gets worse as you click in, actually. He goes through each one. Each one. Oh, hold on. You have Gasparini, and wait for it. You got Deschamps. You got all of them. They're all fucking popes. You even got Maresca in here. Where the fuck did he come from?
Why would you even want?
Like, where the fuck did he come from, though? Like, what the fuck's going on, guys?
Why would he leave Chelsea? He's got literally no strict requirements from Chelsea right now. They're going to be in the Conference League final, probably make, I think, are they in the realms for Champions League? That's a good question.
EPL? Okay. Actually, first
of all, they're fifth. They're fifth. They're going to go into the Champions League next season.
Yeah, 5. We'll get it for England.
How come Klopp isn't being mentioned? This is the reason why I think the Juve fandom is a level of stupidity that I have not seen. Like, really? Have you not read the times where Klopp says, I don't really care for Serie A. I don't watch it. Don't want to be a part of it. Like, does nobody pay attention to that? Or do they pay attention to everybody whining about Inter being in the Champions League final, which is a whole topic in itself? Like, that is so stupid. And then we have, and it's funny, non-delusional Vlahovic fan. Like, that's fucking classic.
Fuck long-term projects. Hire someone who can win trophies for a season like Conte.
You know, the thing about Conte is it's not his niche to win trophies for the first season. It's more so him stabilizing your club and building you up.
And then you still have this. Anyone but Allegri, please. Like, you're so still anti-Allegri. You saw what the other options are. We did worse without him.
Yeah, Della, how's Thiago Motta treating you right now?
And then here we go. Controversial.
Oh, here we go. De Zerbi. Oh, fantastic. Wow. As if the hipster Motta ball didn't entertain you guys for the last 6 fucking months. Zizou is the only guy I'm confident with. Why? Because he managed a team of superstars, probably the greatest Real Madrid team ever.
Yeah, but he does say, but it'll never happen. So
hey, at least there's some. Yeah, we'll give him a thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean we're not all right.
Tudor is not up to Juve's level. Okay, that's a fair take. Mancini is an average coach with an outdated style. Zidane only works with star-studded teams. Allegri is unbearable. Only Conte can build a real team. You know, ironically, Zidane and Allegri have won more than Conte have. Same thing with Mancini. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there. Out of all those managers there, Conte is the least decorated one next to Tudor.
Hard recency bias, perhaps.
Very hard recency biased.
And, like, why is Allegri unbearable? Like, I still don't know why Allegri is unbearable. You understand they didn't give him anything to work with, and he made something work.
We had a Milan fan, Primo's brother, talk about, like, hey, you know, we had Max, and when Max had material, Max could cook.
They gave him shit. They gave him Carly Alcaraz and Jallo,
who couldn't even play
in January when he needed a ball-playing midfielder.
Yeah.
But it's Allegri that's unbearable. Like, if you're going to hate a guy, at least know why you fucking hate the guy. I'm not saying how you should believe, but if you believe something, believe it for the right reason.
Yeah. Look, you know? And that's where I find it funny. You had a midfield of Rabiot, Locatelli, and McKennie, and you were in second for a good chunk of the season. Like, stop it. Stop it. You had one of the best defenses against set pieces. You had one of the best scoring offenses on set pieces. Guess what? This season, you're getting cooked by fucking set pieces.
Anyways,
that's where I look at that and I'm just like, holy smokes, man. I've just not seen the amount of stupidity that has been going around, especially with this coaching carousel. Like I said, I'm fine with any of the 3 options. Conte, Max, and Mancini in that order. Totally fine with it. But the number one thing that I need is Giuntoli to pack his bags and get out of Turin. Like, I'm sorry. You fired Max because you wanted to be big and brazen. You hired Motta, and then this is where I'm kind of pissed off, and it still kind of irks me a little bit, is you have the audacity to go on there and say, oh, it was a mistake to hire you and this and that. Like, bro, did you not do your fucking homework? Did you not research him a little bit? Did you not look into him?
And that is alleged, mind you, that he said
alleged, right? But still, again, we essentially have street cred in this sense, because here, look at it from this perspective. He didn't do really good scouting for summer transfer targets, because if he didn't get his A option, he flopped miserably hard on the B and the C option. And even then, he wouldn't even get his B option. Go again in the winter.
I'm kind of glad, you know what? I'm kind of glad we didn't get Calafiori, because there is a picture of him today, and listen, we have problems with being too soft. Let's just say that.
And here's Eddie's comment, right? First season, Max loses Ronaldo, gets Keane and an overrated Locatelli. Second season, Max given Di Maria and Pogba. Pogba doesn't even play. Di Maria stopped giving a fuck after January.
Which we said was going to happen.
You know? Third season, Weah.
Which again, like Weah is decent, but that was like the piece that he got.
And he got Deuce on the first season, midway through the first season, but like
that. Well, I mean, he didn't work out. Fortunately, like that should have worked out. Quite honestly, it should have.
Yeah, Chiesa tears his AC, and then here's the funny thing: first season, Chiesa inconsistently fit his first season that Max was there, and then he tears his ACL halfway through. Second season, Chiesa takes 8 to 9 months more than a normal ACL recovery time. Still has muscle injuries.
He was too busy filming that recovery video.
And then third season, he got exposed for being buns because he was buns. I mean, ironically, like hell, Max made Kostic them one of the biggest assist providers in the league his second season. And then he loses Fajoli the third season. Like I just, that's where I look at it, and I'm trying to look at it from a rational mind, and it's like, great, it was unbearable, but we were in striking range in February. And then the wheels fell off because we had no backups. That's why I just sit here and it's just like, it's unbearable. Like, stop it. Good Lord. Like, yeah, Inter's shaky defense, so unbearable, but guess what? They're in the Champions League final. There's, for example, 2006 Italy World Cup. There's some of those games unbearable. Guess what? Italy won the whole fucking thing. Like, yeah. I don't like, and this is where I'm getting irritated because it's like, I don't know if this is a new kid on the block kind of thing or something like that. Like, when did finding ways to win or grit again? This is this mantra of DNA and grinding out results, right? But you don't want it when you have it. It's unbearable. But then when you're getting spanked by Parma away, oh, I wish I had grit and DNA and this is what we need. That's like, I'm sorry, but this is insane. I can't sit here and mask this and sit here and be like, oh man, we need grit and like other content creators. We need grit and this and we'll be phenomenal and blah, blah, blah. No. This is a terrible product. This team is a terrible product. That the sole responsibility of building this product and getting the pieces and also lost Pogba due to doping. Yep. The reason why is because Elkin gave Giuntoli the keys to the city. Build it how you want. Build it in your image. And again, a lot of people are like, well, why don't we throw it on the players? Sure, we can throw some blame on the players too, because some of these players are spoiled and have not accomplished anything significant in their careers and they think that they're owed things. Sure, we can have the discussion all day long. Perfectly fine. But and then if you want to sit here and say that Giuntoli is absolved of everything, no. It became his the moment he fired Max after that Coppa Italia. That was the first domino that fell where, okay, you got big balls, let's see how you use them. And again, that kind of pushes the speculation that we had on the channel that this winter transfer window is kind of sketch. Something doesn't make sense here because how do you go from very low budget purchases or acquisitions in January to essentially mortgaging your entire future?
He just saved it all for his fuckboy.
His monta balls.
Yeah.
And then
now he's got to eat those balls.
That's why I think he should lose his job, in my opinion. Because again,
and we don't know one way or the other. Like the reports are kind of going either way.
Doesn't matter to me. I think he should lose his job. That's honestly, that's where my thought is. You need to boot him out, get somebody that knows actually what the hell they're doing instead of purchasing, these exquisite purchases. Here's the thing as a sporting director. You don't get your A choice, you at least have your B choice
like
ready to roll.
Right, figured out. Locked in.
You don't sit there and you juggle it and say, oh shit, I can't get this or I can't do this. Because here's the funny thing is, right? Bremer was out in what, October? Late October, early November, he got injured? Roughly around that time frame.
Was it even September?
No.
It was like September, October. Yeah, it was early in the season.
Oh, so you have from October until January. And mind you, because the window's closed doesn't mean you can't negotiate with teams. You can still do that. So late November, let's say December, should you have not been negotiating with other teams to figure out packages to get a center back or a player where, you know, if you needed more capital, you could have asked Elkin, or you could have pled a case saying, hey, this is the piece that we're needing. We need an injection so we can get this piece to sustain the club and maintain its performance level. You know, you make that case instead of, oh, well, fuck, we can't get Hanko. So what do? You go and you get Lloyd Kelly? Renato Vega?
Well, Kelly is a for sure. Vega, now we're talking about trying to keep him around. And, because we didn't make the right purchases. We're with the loan guy. We got a bunch of loanees.
When you get a loanee without an option or anything to purchase it, that's because you need, again, a piece because you're competing for something and you just need a piece to complement your team, not him as a foundational piece. And because he's playing a lot, these fans are stupid and have this recency bias where they're like, oh, we should probably try to keep this guy because he's actually good. No, he's not. He's good because the bar is trash here. And don't let other
decent depth
rotational.
Piece. Like if you needed a guy in January, which we did, you throw him in.
If you needed a rotational fullback, he would have been your guy.
I don't mind him. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but
I'm not saying he's a bad player, Dave. I'm saying he is not this rock piece that you need to build around.
No, he's not.
None of the guys are. And again, Lloyd Kelly, if that was just, hey, he's solid potential, but not worth the price they're going to ask for him.
Yeah, and that's the big problem is the inflation of all these prices. And then, Mandragora, that name came up today. Chatted about that in the Discord as well.
Solid rotational piece that they'll probably charge you 30 to 40 million. No, Chelsea was not going to give you to him for 20 million. They were going to ask 30 to 40 easily. 30 to 40 because Chelsea. Here's the thing about Chelsea, and which is why I don't like purchasing players from Chelsea. Is they have the capital and the move and the room to do fuck you transfers in a sense, right? Where it's like they don't need to sell him and they don't need the money to generate from him, but they're not going to give it to you they're not going to give you a bargain deal.
Unless it was Pulisic who they were trying to get rid of and you could have got a market value for him and we said fuck you.
I would be shocked. Even if Shearer says it, I would be shocked if Chelsea lets him go to Juve for 20. Shocked.
No, because they still want him. They don't dislike him.
They wanted him to get more minutes.
They have 59 people on their team or whatever the fuck the number is. I
disagree. I disagree that they'd let him go for 20.
No, I don't think it's happening.
Absolutely. I think it's just that would be a stretch.
And here's the thing, like Shearer said 20 and then everywhere else it's either 30 or 40 or whatever. Like, who do you believe? Right? And why do any of them think they know what the answer is? Because none of them in recent history, in the past couple of years really, have really proven to us, any of these journalists, that they know what the fuck they're talking about.
They don't.
They're literally just making it up. Because guess what, guys? Guess what the hot topic is in the news this week? You're gonna lose your mind.
Oh boy.
Dusan fucking Vlahovic is gonna be fucking sold because I didn't know that for the past 30 goddamn months. This is what our journalists do. They lose their mind, posts everywhere, Instagram. Dusan isn't gonna stay past this summer. No fucking shit. Give me something new. It's called news. New is in the name of news, you fucking idiots. Give me something new. Not something I've been hearing for 3 years. Fuck you.
But is he going to be sold, though?
I don't fucking know. I need another goddamn report tomorrow. Tell me.
It's like they're saying he's going to be sold for 40 million. They need 40 million. And then next thing later, he gets sold for like 2. Like that's the epitome of it.
Yeah. That was another discussion there, Thomas, is the disrespect American players gets in Europe, Italy, and, maybe the Pope can save us. Save Weston and all the Yanks out there. Not technically a Yank. He's from Texas. How does he identify? How do Americans identify? How does that work? Like, is it a geographical thing or is it like more political than that?
Possibly.
You don't know. You're just some immigrant kid.
I am. I am. That's what I am.
Oh fuck.
But then it's like, okay, so like I don't know. Like I just look at it and it's at this point, I don't really want to talk about transfers. I don't even care about who we're linked to or what we're linked to. I just want to see who the next coach is. If the team's gonna fire Juntoli, which again I think they should, what's gonna happen there? Because I don't know. It's funny because, like, for example, again, right, with Mangdora, right? What's he gonna be? 30 million as a rotational piece?
Oh, you know what? Let's
Because I'd be look, if the 20
look it up.
million, because this is my issue with this right now is Chelsea asked Juve, because I pulled up the tweet. Chelsea asked Juve 20 million to sell Renato. I just don't believe that they're gonna do that.
Yeah, like there's what's reported and what is truth, right? And we have to try to figure that out. It's very hard.
Yeah, I have a hard time.
When I start believing it is when multiple reports are all saying the exact same
So,
thing.
so this is where I'm gonna start firing up a little bit. I do not want to give Fiorentina a dime.
Yeah, well, and it is a Fiorentina thing, you know. Yes,
I do not want to give him a dime. Fiorentina will not sell him to us for 10 to 15. They will sell him for 30 because why? Because Juve's stupid enough to pay it.
We sold them for 8.2.
Yes,
with some loan fee in there, about 1.5. So got him. Yeah, I mean, we sold them for just under 10, and if we can get him back for 10, I mean, sure. But realistically,
like, would I like to have him on the bench? Fourth, fifth option? Absolutely. I'd love to have him as a fifth option.
in his prime, will be 28 next year.
But we're gonna have to pay like 25 to 30 million for him.
And I would never like 15 tops. I don't even know if I want to pay 15 necessarily.
I wouldn't even pay 15.
But here's the thing. Let's say we don't make
12.
Champions League. We got to sell some pieces, and we just need some blue collar Italian core players that are deep. If you can pick them up for 10, 15 maybe, and you just need to build up something on the wings or just depth pieces, whatever. You throw them in.
Yeah,
or defensive midfield, whatever. I thought he played.
Less than 15.
I thought I saw. No, okay, he doesn't play on Bite at all. Okay, I'm an idiot.
Less than 15. I'm sorry, less than 15. That's what you would pay for something like that. But again, Fiorentina's going to sit there and be like, nah, let's charge him 20, 25. And Juve's like, okay, we'll do it because we did that with every player that we've bought from them is overpaid for them. So that's why I don't want it. I don't want it. Don't give Fiorentina a dime until they're willing to give you a decently friendly deal. You've officially you've backed their main core. You gave them him. You've given him this. You've given him Fagioli, and you've given him Keane for pennies.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the big thing. Like, why the fuck don't we just still have Fagioli? At this point, why the fuck do we not just still have Fagioli? To me, this is like it's one of these pieces. Like, is Mandragra like is it his fault? No, it's not his fault that we made bad decisions. But in the grand scheme of things, we kind of have to say fuck Fiorentina. We've kind of because look what they're doing. They're doing great things now. We've given them so much money in previous years,
and we've given them a young core. We've given them a young core, effectively.
Oh my god, it's embarrassing what we've done.
It's so stupid. We bankrolled them and we gave them young, promising players that they've integrated and are using.
Oh my god, this is the best comment so far.
That's funny.
Americans refer to themselves as they. That's the new Americans.
But like I look at it and it's just like this is to me. It's just like why are we even linked with that? That's just pure stupidity on It's again less than 15. Perfect fourth or fifth option. No problem whatsoever. And then if he blossoms into something more, have at it.
Yeah, and his injury history, what the fuck is that? I know he's been injured as well. Your injuries? Did they get rid of the injury thing?
I think that might be FOTMOB.
Injury history. There it is. 26 days this past season.
He's only missed it.
Not
and then muscular problems.
Not horrible.
He hasn't missed much.
Yeah.
Again, perfect fourth or fifth option.
Yep.
No issues whatsoever with that. But again,
well, the big question, really, whenever we talk, and this is why it's just so difficult and kind of silly to talk about potential transfers, especially when we're talking about depth pieces like this. Who's the coach? Who's the sporting director? I mean, and is Elkin? There's even rumors again that Elkin's selling the club. We don't know anything.
Well, and
Someone's
it's
gonna
funny
sit here and talk
because
about this guy.
well, and then here's what makes it even more funnier because so with the whole coaching carousel, right? Apparently, allegedly, Chiellini has a verbal agreement with Conte.
Yeah,
Like,
apparently he does.
okay, Chiellini's now picking the new coach. Is this what's going on right now? Is this do we not can we not sit here and realize how much of an absolute joke that everything is being managed right now?
But again, is this what the reality,
It
or
is.
is this just Romeo Agresti making up news,
I don't know
or
if it was
whoever,
Romeo
right?
Agresti or whoever, right? But like that's where I look at it and I'm just like, are you serious right now? Like the fact that and my issue is these like Juve news channels, air quotes news, right? These Twitter goobers are just like posting it and it's just like, are you kidding right now? Like, oh yeah, let me just say that Chiellini and Conte have a verbal agreement for him to be the next coach next season. Like and then it's like apparently Conte and De Laurentiis have fallen out 3 times this season.
Yeah, well, it's been like,
And then
yeah, I would
just
say
like
about 3 times reported where it was like a big thing.
yeah, and then just like again, the Holyland
Yeah, I mean,
report,
lots of reports on
Hoyland.
that.
Like that's the
Franco
thing too.
Mastantuono as well, new little starlet from Argentina. He's like all over the news as well. But half of Europe wants him. So is he coming to Juve?
Again, 2 things need to happen. 1, coach needs to get confirmed, or 1, top 4 needs to get confirmed. 2, coach needs to get confirmed. Maybe a 2B sporting director needs to get confirmed, and then you can look at targets realistically. That's why it's just I don't buy anything that's being thrown out until I know what the whole situation with Giuntoli and the coach is going to be. Because again, if Giuntoli is still the sporting director and he doesn't have authority to pick the coach, what the fuck are you doing then? Like, what is that? Like, for example, if Elkin says, Chiellini, you're in charge of picking the new coach, and Giuntoli, you just focus in on players, that makes no sense to me as a business.
There's a lot we do not know.
Right? That again, I'm just going off of what's being leaked out there. That makes absolutely no damn sense to me with that kind of logic there.
And then the problem is like we're here and you listen to us, you listen to AJC, Beppe, whoever, and we all have our own interpretation of what this is. And all it does is confuse you guys, the listeners, at the end of the day. Because everyone's saying something different because we're all just making shit up.
That's why I don't report any of this. That's why I don't like doing the news. I just like commentating on what the hell is going on. Right? Because like think about this, right, Dave? Let's run it this way. If I'm having someone else pick the coach besides the actual director, it's because the new director just got hired and you need certain advisors or consultants to assist a director in picking something. Right? So if I am an owner of a team and I just full rebuild, I fired everybody, yada, yada, yada. I hire a director that I like, that I think is going to be good, and then I hire consultants, whether they're former players or former whatever, corporate person in Juve, etc. People that I think, again, are great consulting figures, I would bring them in to consult with the sporting director. And that would be where the decision would get made. They would then pick the candidates, and then me as the owner would pick, okay, this is the option that I want. But if you are remaining the sporting director and you have lost your privileges to pick the coach, what the fuck's the point of your job?
You can ask that for a lot of people in that country, I think.
And again, I hope that Tentos is right, where Giuntoli gets sacked by it before the Club World Cup. It would be phenomenal, and I would be happy if that happens. But again, if Conte doesn't leave, then I think they give Tudor another year, which is insanely stupid in my opinion, because you will capitulate the club and not effectively start a rebuild. Because again, Tudor is not that person for that job.
You're basically just holding fast for a year until something else happens.
And fast for a year, and you're just essentially in free fall at that point, right? Because I wouldn't give Tudor any players. I would just make do with what you have.
No, unless
you would have to
might do a couple little pieces maybe, but yeah, nothing huge.
You would effectively have to write the season as a loss.
Yeah.
At that point. Whereas again, if Conte is not available, you look at Mancini for 2 seasons where you're like, hey, you have to integrate young players, next gen players, and this is it, and this is as far as it goes. Objective is qualify for European spots your first season, second season, qualify for the top 4. where you do a low budget rebuild. Mancini's been doing stuff like that. He's done that. I don't give a shit about if his tactics are outdated. You're not competing. Like, that to me isn't a genuine argument. It's about player development. Bring in players, give them minutes, let them settle out and sort themselves out and get to a level where they're ready to. Then you move him on and you take him in for a coach that's actually able to get them systematically ready to win.
I have a question then.
Yes.
What is modern tactics? Because what I thought was modern tactics and this great new thing seems to be as a whole not working out very well for people. Like, especially this 4-2-3-1, like everyone's jumped on it this year. Last year was the 3-5-2. So that's one problem. Every year modern is changing. And the other thing is, like, most of these assholes that are doing these Mata, perfect example, doesn't work.
There is no modern ball.
Yeah, what the fuck is modern ball?
It's no modern ball. It's what the hipsters call possession-based football. Possession-based footy is this modern ball, right? Like, I was listening to Mike Grella, like, oh man, Barcelona with the ball and they have the ball and it's fun to watch and blah, 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 blah. Congratulations, they lost 7-6. And it's like, again, he's like sitting there like bashing Inter, like Inter played this defensive and yada, yada, yada. They scored 7 goals. They scored 7 goals.
Thomas has a question here. I'm going to take a shot at it. I keep hearing all this high-tech stuff that they do in the EPL with analysts and every available statistic. And I never hear anything bad about their medical teams. Why is it so bad in Italy? So the medical teams, I'm not sure specific, but in terms of like the stats side of things, it's England, right? They have no personality. You just give them numbers. Italy's got a lot of soul. They don't want to hear numbers. They want to hear drama. They have the numbers. Like, we've seen the numbers when we did stuff for Juve, like Opta. You see Opta now. They have their own social media accounts. They always throw out random stats. Like, they do have the numbers. There are technical staff within the club that have these numbers. It's just, in terms of Italian media, it seems to be less prevalent, especially in terms of like the broadcast on television. But I mean, if you watch North American sports, which, I mean, I think you do, it's the same thing. It's very technical. There's just stats given all over the place. Like, baseball's the fucking worst for it. It's nothing but stats. So yeah, I think it's just maybe a cultural thing in that regard. Modern ball is when you win trophies. Yeah. There you go. So what the fuck's going to get us a trophy?
Yeah. It's obvious why someone like Brentford would have a much better ran club than Lecce, which is true because they have all of that. Like, they have the money to invest in all that, and that's also because their league invests in all of it as well.
Yeah, there's more money to do it. That's a good point. There's just more money to be able to do that.
More money to do that kind of stuff. Where in Serie A there isn't, and this kind of opens up this whole discussion where, like, I've been seeing it on X, and it's been kind of like annoying the hell out of me, and I kind of want to open up a segment with it. Is why do so many people care about Inter being in the Champions League final? Like, why is it? Because, like, there's people making tweets. Like, for example, Bepe's like, "Oh, hey, this is the Sheffrin derby with PSG's owner and fuck."
Oh, that was his tweet.
That was his tweet. No, that was his tweet. With I can't even remember the FIGC's president's name because that's how that's how much I care. That's how much I care about him. Gravino.
Yeah,
it's like he's like, and it's like these pot shots, and I'm like, do you not realize, like, when we were winning 9 in a row, an Inter fan were like, oh, we still got the triplete and blah 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 blah. That is who we are now. We're a bunch of whiny bitches.
We need to take care of our own destiny.
Take care of your own shit. Like, everybody's like, and like, for example, even Chris was making some stupid tweets about like, oh man, it's up to PSG to save the calamity and totality of footy.
Yeah, because PSG is our savior, Lord Christ Almighty.
Like, apparently, like, yeah, I don't like Inter. I don't care for them. But at the end of the day, they've won more Champions Leagues than us, regardless if they win this one or not. So why do we care? You want to know the best way to circumvent somebody's success? Is by not caring and reporting on it. Like, seriously.
Yeah, otherwise you kind of look like a bitch.
You do. And this is what irritates me, is because we were all high and mighty when we were winning 9 in a row. Look at these Inter fans. The only thing they have is their treble. Now we've become that, where we're like, oh, 5th Maggio. Like, okay, fantastic. That happened over 20 years ago. Like, who fucking cares?
Well, we didn't talk about this publicly. So when we recorded, which you guys should all watch, just the episode called "The Italians" that was released on Tuesday that we did with Primo Calcio, Anthony and Mike from that channel there. You might all know him from the chat here as well. But yeah, like, fuck, 5th of May. It was cool to talk about it when we were winning, because it's like, everyone sucks. Look, you guys even suck back then. But now we're not doing anything, and we're like, 5th of May. Remember this? Remember when the good old day.
You've become Arsenal fans.
Yeah, you've become an Arsenal fan.
You want to know when it's acceptable to bring that up, where it makes sense? If in your present day you are in a situation that is very similar to 5th Maggio. That's when it makes more sense, when you can have that, where it's like,
get to a position
where you're like,
you can have a 5th of May.
Or like, for example, hey, and this is, again, Juve fans will probably sit there and be like, whoa, if Inter wins the Champions League, at least we had the undefeated Serie A season. Like, you not know how pathetic that sounds?
We currently have the same amount of ties as that undefeated season.
Like, to me, that as a fan base, again, Juve is supposed to be the gold standard of Serie A, and we're sitting here whining like little bitches because Inter is in the Champions League final. And to be honest with you, and this is where I'm going to throw this in, this stupid tribalism that the Federation has done is hurting Italian teams. Because here's the thing, right? Where, again, I saw someone post a video, why I don't want Italian teams to do good in Europe. Wham! Because Fiorentina was calling us losers or suckers or whatever, and that's why I don't want Fiorentina to do good. You want to know, like, dude, you're Juventus, they're Fiorentina. You're the big dog, they're the guppy. Of course they're going to punch up to try to get at you. And you're going to sit there and be like, I'm going to...
It's jealousy. Who cares? It's jealousy. And isn't that one of the deadly sins?
Who cares? And here, I'm going to go...
But stop being jealous, though.
Like, the only time I've had only kind of an issue with this is because, like, for example, we'll use Marco from IFTV. Great kid, but again, he was working for Juve, using Juve, and then using Juve to launch his platform. And then again, now with the Inter jerseys and stuff like that, you're kind of like, that's a little bit sketchy, right?
It's cringe. You're supposed to be.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Is he wearing the Fiorentina jersey for the Conference League? No. No.
Like, again, if he was a Calcio fan, he'd be wearing a Fiorentina jersey or this and that, because that's like what a lot of people will say, right? I think it's just, for him, it's bandwagging whatever good Italian team is. He did it for Napoli. He's doing it for Inter. I don't really care. Again, right? Cool kid, whatever. But my issue is again, we have this stupid tribalism that's going on. And it's like people sit there and they wonder why Serie A isn't moving or doing anything well, because you have fans acting like whiny bitches towards each other. And, oh, yeah, I'm not going to cheer for Fiorentina because they wrote Juve sucks on a banner, or they've said this or they've said that. If you're a big dog, the Chihuahua's barking at you, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? And we can keep, and this is where I'm getting irritated, is we keep seeing this victim mentality. Oh, they'll still find a way to screw us. They'll find a way to screw us. They'll find a way to screw us. We screwed ourselves. We purchased Ronaldo. We blew the coffers on Ronaldo. We didn't properly adjust post-Ronaldo. We had Paratici make some of the stupidest deals financially ever, giving inflated contracts, purchasing players that had no resale value with ridiculously high contracts. And then guess what? You bring in Elkin and Arriva Bene and his goobers, and guess what they do? Dusan Vlahovic. And then again, you bring in Giuntoli. Can't get it right. Can't figure it out. So, sure, whatever. The season with the -10 or the -15, whatever. But at the same time, are we not at fault for doing some really stupid business-making decisions? The reason why Max left the first time was Agnelli got too big for his britches. And it didn't make sense. Because Morata and Allegri were both saying, hey, allegedly, we need to rebuild the midfield. We need to rebuild the team a little bit more. And look, UEFA doesn't want Real Madrid to succeed. Guess what? They succeed. Do you think Sheffrin likes Florentino Perez? No, he fucking hates him.
It's true. You just got to take the destiny into your own hands. Keep your books clean.
Maintain, keep your own house clean. and then you can go on from there.
And also, COVID came at the same time for fucking everyone.
Everyone else.
No
Why
excuse.
are we struggling?
No excuse.
Again,
look at the business world right now. There's a ton of businesses that went out of business during COVID. Which ones are the ones that survive? The ones that were either too big to fail, sure, but the ones that had contingency plans put in place that were adaptable to weather the storm and had a slush fund in reserve to be able to continue on. It's called business planning.
Because like, again,
shit you learn in like first grade business school.
This isn't a compliment to them, but this is just a genuine thing, right? How is it that Inter, who got repossessed by a hedge fund because their Chinese owner couldn't afford them anymore, somehow still managed a way to maintain the business and go into a Champions League final?
We all thought they were done.
We all thought they were cooked financially.
We were writing them off. They're like, no, there's no way these guys are doing shit.
Beppe Marotta somehow fleeces Man United to get Onana for 55 million so they can keep the club running. Right? There is, for me, again, there's no excuse. I don't like throwing, oh, UEFA fucked us. This happened. Gravina fucked us. Find your way to make yourself unfuckable in a sense. That is how you get to where you need to get. Because we're spending money. It's not that we're broke and we're not spending money. We spent money. We spent it stupidly. We sold our foundation. We sold our future for it. And guess how that's working out for us? It didn't work. It's not working effectively. So this is why I sit here and it's like we're wondering about like, what is it? Okay, so we struggled during COVID. Fantastic. But who in the right mind said, okay, let's buy Ronaldo and put him at 60 million gross when you had other needs on the team?
Yeah, there's more to it. Yes, there's reasons why certain things failed, but at the same time, okay, we got ourselves in a shittier situation, let's say, because we own our own stadium. Sassuolo does as well. They were in Serie A.
It doesn't, and again, that doesn't excuse the fact that you spent 85 million on Dusan. You spent 60 million. Yeah. You spent 60 million on Chiesa.
It's just everything else. It's just everything else. It's not that we fucked up one thing. We fucked up a whole shit
ton of things. Ronaldo was the first domino, and then it culminated to a bunch of other things. Because, like, for example, De Ligt, 85 million and almost 12 million a year gross.
Oh my God.
An 18-year-old center back. Right?
Yeah.
So then I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at all the moves and everything. Have you looked at Inter? Have Inter done any big major money moves? No. So signed Zelensky on a free. Most of their players were purchased cheaply. I mean, Fratesi at 35 to 40 million. Thuram was a free.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good frees. They spent a bit of money, sure, but they didn't have a lot of money to even spend in the first place.
They budget built, but they budget built correctly. Same thing with Napoli. They budget built, but they budget built correctly. And this is what is just disgusting right now, is because the amount of victim blaming that Juve fans have been doing for the last couple of years, especially this season. Wah this, wah that. Like, dude. Like, you need to stop praising the club and hold the club accountable. Instead of seal clapping for whatever Juve does. Hey, man, get your shit together. I'm paying for this shit. Don't buy their jerseys. Don't buy their products.
I haven't bought their jerseys.
I haven't spent a dime on Juve this season.
I bought a t-shirt. But one t-shirt. And that's because I was at the outlet mall, and that's what I do.
So it's like, I look at this, and yeah, I think Inter's getting that for free. Smart business.
Oh my God, that's
smart business.
That makes me a little jealous, actually.
So it's like, again, we could spend it, but we haven't, and we don't know how to.
Let's be careful, though. I know David. I'm not sure about Cherokee. I don't think Honko has any of those extra stipulations, but Jonathan David, you're paying the agent. There's a huge agent fee with that, and there's a huge salary with that as well. It's one of those that is, it's like, it's free, but not really, with strings attached.
Like, could you imagine if you offloaded Dusan and you got Marcus Thuram, your team would be way better off than it is now. But, hindsight's 20/20. And that's where, again, for me, it's just like, why are we giving Inter so much attention for them being in the Champions League final? Like, who cares? Why are we whining? And why is the content community whining about it? But it's again, we got fucked over by them. This happened. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. You want to know how you get back? You want to know how you make those guys whine about you, and they are going to whine about you? Is when you start winning. It's just, for me, my issue is that I'm irritated because I made fun of those very same Inter fan for whining 10 years ago. This season, when they're trying to rub it on me and, oh, Dash, look at your Juve, this and this. This is my response to them. Shit happens. Shit happens. Teams have cycles. Teams go on things and do it. Same thing with rivalries with people. And this is my big brother advice for you. If you keep getting the shots on your rival, is that a rivalry or is that a butt fucking? It's the latter.
Yeah, that's just getting bullied because you're a bitch at the end of the day.
Yeah. So what it is, rival. If you have a genuine rivalry with someone, you'll get your licks in. They get their licks in. You want to know what happens at the end result of that? You both improve and your licks get better. So instead of us sitting here in a wallowing corner, whining about this and whining about that, and Inter winning the Champions League is the calamity of this and that. Congratulations. In Europe, they're better than us, and they are statistically and with what they've won and done. The first step of actually improving is acknowledging, okay, yeah, they have done this. Why don't we get there? Why don't we do that? Right? Why don't we move towards that? Because at the end of the day, right, Primo wants a better Serie A. A bunch of Italians want a better Serie A. The best way for Serie A to truly flourish is if Inter's thriving, if Milan is thriving, and if we're thriving all at the same time. You want to know why? Because you'll have 3 very strong Italian teams in the top tier of Europe. There will be body shots, and they'll be throwing body shots with a bunch of top clubs in Europe. And then what happens then? You get more viewers that'll watch your product. You get more viewers that'll want to watch things. So for me, it's like, okay, Inter's doing well. Fantastic. I hope we get there too. That's honestly how my thoughts are. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and be like, congratulations to Inter. Don't give a shit. I'm not going to. My stoic response is going to be as it is. They won it. All right, cool. We're going to get it one day. That's how my thought is. I'm not going to sit here and whine and be like, oh man, Sheffrin this, Sheffrin that, because it's pathetic. Same thing about my Achilles. Am I sitting here making, oh man, my Achilles fucked everything up and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? I'm walking within 4.5 weeks of an injury that's supposed to take me out even longer than that. Because it happened. Take a look at what I need to do to get to where I need to do and start taking action on it. I wish I was Juve's board because that's the mentality I would have doing it, but I'm not. And that's what Juve's board need to look at. Inter, with a budget build, with a proper core and a proper setup, are in 2 out of the 3 Champions League finals in the past 3 years. Take note, figure out how they do it, emulate it, and copy it.
Because that's what they did to us when we were winning. They copied what we were doing.
And then we decided to get fancy. And we fucked everything up. And the problem is Juve's not going to admit that they fucked up, which I think they should. And again, I hope with Mike's case with Milan too, I hope Milan realizes, hey, we fucked up. We need to start over again.
Milan and Juve should just like go on a stage, a podium, and announce just to the world,
you royally fucked up.
We fucked up. We're sorry.
For the folks, because again, I don't have a dog in the fight for this for the Italian national team and Italian players. I don't care. It is what it is, right? But like for the primos, for those guys that actually have a dog in this fight, what would make Italy thrive more as a national team? You have a competitive Juve, a competitive Inter, a competitive Milan, competitive Napoli, a competitive Roma, a competitive Lazio. And what I mean competitive is that their respective levels of where they're competing in Europe, they're competitive. Perennial quarterfinals, perennial semifinals. Why? Because you can have younger players get exposed at higher levels of football if you're, again, at the Roma and the Lazio level. Or if you're, again, at the elite level, you can have your middle to top-end Italian players get that profile, get that exposure, get that experience at those levels. Then all of that, you pull that there and you incorporate it into the national team, and then your national team will thrive.
Okay, so LGJ is saying they didn't just copy, they took the stuff as well. Yeah, they took Pepe Morata. But then this is the same argument that Fiorentina gives. Oh, you took all our best players. Who gives a fuck? find a replacement, next guy up. That's the whole mentality. Find somebody to do the job. And we have hipster glasses Gintoli doing it right now. So.
And again, going up with 10 toes here, can't have a competitive league when high schools in America have better training grounds and pitches in Serie A and Serie B, which is true. Which is true. But again, we have to. And again, that's because the clubs and the league have neutered each other because of stupid tribalism. Serie A, is the moment when it comes to leagues, when it comes to tribalism, like there's fan pettiness that you can see, but like idiotic tribalism that has been embedded in the culture in Serie A is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. It's not exclusive to Italy by any means, but
Italy's the worst one. It is the worst one compared to them all.
I heard Turkey's pretty bad. I don't follow the other ones as intimately, obviously, as this one to know for sure.
As fucked up as this sounds, if Serie A were to just have all their teams sold and had American owners that don't give two shits about the tribalism that's going on in Italy right now, your league would be in a better place.
Mm-hmm. And then people are going to be like, "Oh, well, look at Milan." Well, look at Inter.
Both owned by Americans.
Like which hand-picked information you want to use for your argument?
The only difference is I'll give credit to Oak Tree. Oak Tree is like, okay, Marotta, you know what you're doing. You have your thing in place. We'll run it your way. Where Redbird fucked up and they tried going different. But again, you look at it from that perspective where it's just like if you are able to take the sporting directors or the owners and get rid of this tribalistic bullshit that's been going on in Serie A and actually have them collaborate in a sense where it's like, hey, we should probably make some moves or some things that are actually beneficial to the league instead of sitting here and just whining about this club or that club. Your league's going to be in a far better place. Because look at the Premier League. Is there really any kind of tribalism when it comes to the owners in the Premier League? No, they don't give a fuck. They only care about getting more money. And if it means collaborating with the top 6 or 7 clubs in the Premier League to get more money with the FA, fuck yeah, they'll do it. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Same thing with Barcelona and Real Madrid. You think they're going to sit there and try to end the career of one or the other? No, they don't give a fuck.
Competition is good. I mean, how many times have you said this? Perfect example. You go down that street that has all the car dealerships. Why are there so many car dealerships in one spot? The competition is healthy. If it was just one team, those 9 years that Juve won, nobody else liked it. Only Juve fans liked what was happening. Right now, like the season that Serie A is having, it is one in that like it gets people from England to talk about. It gets people from the US to talk about. It is so tight. I have a buddy that's a Bayern fan. He only really watches the Bundesliga. We're talking about how crazy Italy is, right? Like this is healthy having such high competition. From our perspective as Juventini, yeah, it fucking sucks. But when the league is healthier, everyone is healthier. And that's just fucking life. I wish we could learn off what we did. Literally last time Inter made finals, we actually were in a title race, and until they gave us post ACL Jello and a championship player with an option to buy for $50 million in January when we needed some. Yeah. No, it's mismanagement, straight up.
Juve's problem is 100% mismanagement. That's what it is. It isn't the league coming out to get them or other people coming out to get them. They mismanaged themselves. Say what you want about the capital gains, they still did it. Like it still happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is no like, oh, whatever. We did it and we were dumb enough to get caught. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like the whole Pjanic and Arthur swap was stupid to begin with. Again, trademark Paratici transfer. Fantastic.
Yeah, Kenny's got it. Get rid of Gintoli, start over.
The only way that this will get fixed is you fire Gintoli, you bring in a sporting director that knows what the hell they're doing, and you start from scratch. You get a younger coach, you get a coach that you can actually build and set a foundation. The only thing fans will have to understand is you're going to suck for 2 years.
And we were supposed to start this 5-6 years ago. We just keep on kicking the can down the road. We need to pull the fucking Band-Aid off and actually do it. And the fans just need to shut up for a little while. That's it. That's all that needs to happen.
Yeah, and again, like with LJJ, I hope people kind of understand how fucked Gintoli treated Max.
That's just not how you treat people. Even Monte, as much as we didn't like him, the fact that he just goes up to him and say, "Oh, I'm ashamed of you." He's your dude. Be ashamed of yourself, you fuck.
He's your guy. And then, like, for example, again, if he got mad at Douglas Luis or Coop Myers and them, you brought them. They're your people. Everything here is yours.
Yes, you made your bed.
You got butt hurt because Max didn't want you to celebrate with him in the Coppa Italia, and that's how you treated it, right?
Yeah. The alarm bell should have rang a lot harder back then. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to bring up. This is from a couple weeks ago. There was 2 questions asked of me. That's when I was going solo, actually. So Dash, you actually weren't even around for this. So the one question that got asked was the Save the Children sponsorship. How does that work? Funny enough, news came out today that our new sponsor is being unveiled on the last day of the season, May 25th, against Venezia. That's coming out. But essentially, here why am I not showing you guys this? I have it in a little document typed out. This is courtesy of ChatGPT. So, just, full disclosure there. But Juve made the decision to feature the Save the Children logo on their jerseys as part of a long-standing partnership focused on supporting children's welfare, blah, blah, blah. The collaboration initiated in 2018, so it's not new. The tax implications. So typically, this is something you can do. Like other teams that have done to Save the Children, they would get a tax deduction. That's what I thought was actually happening in this case. In Juve's case, however, it is what's the word? It's I think it says it in there. Where you give to people. Fuck me. Philanthropy. Philanthropy. It's philanthropic. Yeah, man, it's a hard word. I'm fucking it up. So it's for those reasons. They're basically doing it out of the goodness of their hearts because of this previous agreement they had going back to 2018. So, no, it's a freebie essentially to Save the Children thing. So that was the one question. Hopefully that one's answered. There was a little bit more to it. I tried to make it a little bit shorter. Now the next one, and I'll bring this up as well, is who pays for the Club World Cup? So give me a second as I get this. Also from ChatGPT. Here I was Googling and getting nowhere with this shit, by the way. And I just hey, ChatGPT, what's the answer to this? And it was bam, here you go. So, happy with that. So essentially, it's not paid. So the question was did America pay to get it hosted there? No. In fact, each city that's hosting it is going to get $1 million to help from FIFA to help, just make it better for the event itself. They're getting to the stadium, the grounds or whatever, just to spruce the place up. So everything is getting $1 million. Okay, so broadcasting rights, obviously that's huge. Sponsorship and commercial partners. So Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa, Hyundai Kia, Qatar Airways, Hisense, page 2. Basically Budweiser, Bank of America, Aramco, Lenovo, and LVMH, which is Tiffany & Co. Then they also get through ticket sales and merchandise. And here it says each host city will receive $1 million legacy commitment from FIFA. So basically, it's all just advertising, ticket sales, merchandise. Nobody actually really pays for it directly per se. The money gets pooled from various sources.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that answers everything. If you want more, I can ask ChatGPT for some more and see what it comes up with. but I think for me, anyways, I was kind of satisfied with those answers. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. So that was that. I can't remember who it was that asked. If you're here or if you're in the comments later, yeah, just let me know. Make sure you got that. Otherwise, I mean, it's worth mentioning Lazio a little bit here. 2 days. Might as well. May as well, because this is a huge game.
It's the last most important game of the season.
The last, that's a good way of putting it. It is the last most important game of the season.
It is. You win it,
the last game was important.
You win it, you're in. You lose it, you're done.
You're technically not in, but you've put yourself in a very good position.
You'll essentially control your destiny if you win.
Mm-hmm. So Saturday at noon? Yes, at noon. Bring up the Thought Mob here. Not going to show us quite a lot just now, but of note, Camby also did injure himself. So he's not going to be showing up for that one. Neither is Coop or Gatti. Still out a bit. What's wrong with Coop? I don't know. Like, what is wrong with Coop this?
I don't know. It might have the flu, might have a cracked rib, balls might have dropped or something. Who knows?
Oh, it's a weird one.
It's so stupid.
Let's just get into the injuries. Where are injuries? Injured. Right there. Suspended, Yildiz, of course. Cambiasso, thigh injury. Milik, who cares? Gatti, broken leg, doubtful. Not a full broken leg. The hell they're just call it okay. Bremer, obviously. Cabell, obviously. Kelly, also a thigh injury. And Coop Miners, Achilles tendon injury. You know about those. You're making a faster recovery than he is.
Oh, me? Yeah, I know, right? It's like me. I'm like 5 weeks and I can drive and I can walk on my torn Achilles, and Coop hasn't come back yet.
For Lazio, though, he saw out red card as well. Marlusic, Lazzari, Tavares, and Patrice. So a couple of decent names, but like nothing. They're pretty healthy for the most part. Just look at Lazio. So
you just have to watch that midfield, how they're going to take the ball and spread out wide.
Bella, Ravella and Guendouzi, that pivot down there. Yeah, having quite the season. I mean, look at actually everyone has goal contribution.
That whole team, yeah.
That whole team has goal contributions. That's actually a pretty good look. Roma's going to edge us hard. Oh, we're all getting edged. We're getting edged hard going into the end of the season. Unless we lose, then we just whiskey dick it. So how do we feel? Castellanos, Zaccagni, Dia, Marcic, Ravella, Guendouzi, Pellegrini, Romagnoli, Guijo, Haisage is going to be out. Mondas. I mean, that's just their regular lineup.
I don't know.
They've been kind of up and down this year, right?
I know, but again, I just hate playing in the Olympico. It's one of the worst places to play in, especially at this latter half, because we went there for Roma, right, and we tied 1-1.
Mm-hmm. So well, look at this Bet365 scoring line: 2.45 for Lazio, 3.2 for a tie, and 3 for Juve. Like, it's not much of a spread there. It's pretty much saying we're probably going to tie this one.
Yeah, I'm either a tie or a loss. I just have a hard time buying us winning. I mean, again, it's not me trying to sit here.
Yeah.
It's
just like last week. You kind of went in just not knowing, and it was clear that they kind of played for the draw. So actually, who does Roma play?
See, I'm not. It's not that I'm afraid of Lazio. I'm more not trusting of what we have.
Mm-hmm. So this is huge for Roma as well, right? Like, we're going to tie. Tudor's going to play for a tie. Because Atalanta is going to beat Roma.
I think though, if Bologna does beat Milan, then Kenny's right. Then it does get wild for us.
And then there's that. Then there is that too. It's completely wild. So Milan would go up to 60 points. And Milan can still get into Europe. They can very well get into Europe. That would be huge if they beat Bologna. And that would keep Bologna out of Europe as well. Interesting. So how do we feel about Italiano if he finishes like 7th or 8th then at that point?
I don't know, because this one, there's 5 or 6 teams that are cycling between those positions. So I don't even think you can Jeff, you need to not let Inter control your emotions.
Yeah, we already went about that. Stop being a bitch, Jeff. Who cares? Let them be them, and we'll watch from the sidelines and just appreciate Just objectively look at the football that you fucking watched this week and appreciate it for what it was. Because this is the first time in a long time I've watched a non-Juve game, and like especially saying it was Inter. I actually sat the fuck down for a few minutes and watched it. I'm usually like fucking spinning around my house doing every little last goddamn fucking thing. No, I actually sat down and watched that game. Because it was good football. It was entertaining football. Maybe good is not the right word. There's probably some shitty defending going on there, but it was entertaining football.
It was a clusterfuck. That's what it was. It was an absolute clusterfuck.
Who cares, man? Whatever the fuck. It's not an English team. We can celebrate that there's no English teams in this final. Mind you, it's a double final in the Europa League.
Man United and Tottenham. Holy hell.
Yeah, Kenny saying Inter Barcelona was the two best CL semifinals ever. Saying it when not liking Inter. Well, exactly. Like, none of us here like it. We hate Inter. And that was an entertaining match. And a lot of us don't even like fucking Barcelona around. It is what it is, man. You can't change that. Yeah, we're just assuming the other teams will slip up. Well, something has to slip between like Roma and Atalanta. It's not like it's them slipping up. It's like Atalanta can very well at home beat Roma. And then if we tie, let's say, I mean, and let's even say if Bologna wins, that puts them at 65. We're at 64. Like, it's still fucking open, right? Like, nobody knows. This is as unpredictable as the accuracy of the Juventus journalists.
That's a fair point. I told you Barca's defense was cheeks. I told you before it. I said LOL to their defense. I said it when the Champions League knockout stages began. I said Inter was going to knock them out because of their defense.
I was entertained, no doubt, but not gonna lie, I crashed out that game.
That's why you can't let Inter dictate your emotions.
It's just
You're letting the Interisti win, Jeff. Tell the Albanian ancestors within you, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, you're getting too Albanian on this. You gotta just be more American, maybe, and not care about anybody else.
No, just drink it away. I mean, what?
Okay, well, that's being more Albanian about it. Journalist. I don't know. Urinalist? Urinalist?
Urinalist.
Oh my fuck. Yeah. I'm going with a 1-1. It's gonna be just another hell of a week. Honestly, I don't care about Inter at all now. Just worried about Juve. And that's all you can worry about. If you're gonna be a hardcore Juve fan, just worry about Juve. There's nothing else that you can do. There's nothing you can do about Juve, honestly, other than just like hope the universe sends your energy or some fucking hippie shit. I don't fucking know.
No, you can't actually. It's called stop buying their trash.
Or that. Yeah, protest. Silent
stop buying their trash. Stop liking their corny posts. Just boycott them.
Mm-hmm. There's a little bit you can do. Collectively as a fan base, yes, we can have.
Because you guys not going to do anything if they just keep seeing us clap like seals.
Mm-hmm. And part of having a voice is not looking childish when you do it, like MS painting Allegri out. Because that makes you look like a fucking idiot and nobody's going to listen to you. But if you can like present well thought out, put together objective thoughts and put that on paper or verbal or whatever, then somebody might listen to you. But if you think that you're going to go on X and start screaming about your team and that the social media manager, who isn't even a Juventino, is going to go and now tell somebody from the sporting side of the corporation what's going on. No, you're fucking mistaken. Nobody knows what the fuck's happening. It's corporation. There's social media people in a fucking hole over there in the corner that nobody cares about, and then there's the fucking actual team operations. There's like a wall. There's not even a wall. It's a different building out by the training pit. It's not even the same fucking place. All right. Fuck, I feel like I let out a lot of aggression tonight. That's what it is. A lot of pent up energy. How do you feel after that one?
I'm good now.
You good?
No, the whole fucking apocalyptic thing with them in the final was irritating the hell out of me. Like, why are we giving that more attention than it needs? Oh, but they didn't care about us when. Who cares?
Nobody cares.
Who cares? They didn't wish us luck, or they wanted us to lose. Who cares? Like, who cares?
The only people that actually care are just like the other, like the introversion. Is like inter Twitter, right? Not Juve Twitter. It's inter Twitter. Like it's just the people on Twitter, on social medias, and on Reddit. These are the only people that really, honestly, put this much time and effort into just putting that much negative energy into it. The rest of the world's just kind of like, okay, I gotta go to work now. I want to spend some time with my wife. I'm gonna go get laid by my girlfriend. Whatever, you know. That's what everyone else is doing. We're here fucking crying about it. Like, what does that say? If we play Mac and Gonzalez as 10s again, we won't win. No, we're gonna tie. Nobody's winning. Yes, of course. Morata, we mentioned that a couple times already tonight. The whole Morata to Inter. It's all in the past. Learn from the past, of course. Study history, but and stop making those fucking mistakes. I have no belief in the squad for this season or next. The players have to earn my trust. Apparently, they don't have to do shit, Jeff. They make $6 million a year and jerk off in the corner. Like they don't have to fucking do anything for you. Get Gonzalez out of this club. Yeah, the only reports coming out is how much Tudor loves Gonzalez. So maybe hold on. Joey Tribbiani. Hello, Chads. What do you all think of the new home kit? They have like, you're talking about like not the official one, just like the renders of everything. If it's that like super, there's one out there that I do not like. I can see if I can. Has it popped up? Or maybe I've just been ignoring it because I don't want to look at it. If you want to know what my thoughts are, it's not great. But see if I can find it. I don't know how you even search. Okay, fuck. I guess you just type in Juventus jersey and a round turn comes up. All right, that's how you do it. Bring it up for you. Where the fuck did it go? It was literally just... Here it is. Okay, fucking old man trying to use Twitter. But what's going on with the stripes? Asymmetry does not work for Juve. Juve's design is not asymmetric. Now, I understand the throwback to the pink. I get that. That's third kit shit. This is just... It's Adidas trying too hard again, is all this fucking is. The new kit is what happens when Adidas uses ChatGPT. You want to use ChatGPT? Oh, fuck. Let's see what ChatGPT does. Up a new window. Get this going. ChatGPT. New screen coming, guys. Create new Juventus home kit for 2026. And I'm not showing. Okay. It takes a minute or so. Let's see what happens. I think it's a suitable kit for Europa League football. Well said.
Joey Tribbiani, that's funny.
Oh shit, that is actually pretty good.
The name is funny. It should have been Chandler Bing instead of that. Coming with the fire.
Do you know who Tribbiani is? From Friends.
I know. That's why I said that.
Okay.
I made the Chandler joke. Come on, Dave.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry. Fuck. Because I don't... But who's the Bing guy?
Chandler?
Chandler Bing. That's his last name. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Yeah, so you are smarter than me with that.
Dave, you're concerning me right now.
I haven't watched that one in a while.
That's the
It
level.
was okay. I'm more of a Seinfeld guy.
I know. I'm not saying it was like the greatest show ever, but I'm just saying like you're starting to go on the levels of not watching Top Gun.
The Friends?
Oh yeah.
It's not. Come on, don't put that at the same level.
Every network television has played that show at some point. There is no network TV that has not played Friends.
No, I know. It's just
And you guys up there in the Great White North only have like 1 or 2 network TVs. It's not like you guys have like 50.
You think I'm using cable? For fuck's sake.
Antenna, my guy. Antenna and tinfoil.
Okay, well, I mean, here we go. ChatGPT made a less shitty fucking jersey than whatever the fuck.
That's so
really
funny.
Wish this would
because
do two screens at once.
They did the original one. That's why.
Yeah, they just copied the original, which is better. Just copying the last year's one is still better. That does, I mean, with the embroider, mind you, things can get pretty fancy these days. So that looks real.
You can say what you want about the NBA, but at least the NBA keeps the jersey simple.
Unless it's the city version, for their in season tournament that nobody watches.
Yeah, but no one gives a shit about that. I mean,
or the NBA in general.
Yeah, that too as well. But they make better jerseys than Juve do.
The hipster hire that's high on shrooms. I say ChatGPT is already better. We are getting the Jeep. It's like they already know the Jeep logo is coming back.
Surprising.
Oh, you just wigged out for a second.
Saying I'm surprised I didn't use Visit Detroit.
Yeah. Well, we made the Visit Detroit one.
I know we did that. But...
We did it. Yeah, I did that through chat. I think it was ChatGPT. I can't remember.
That Alice kit was incredible.
That was a nice one. Yeah. Did not mind that one at all. I mean, I'm good with just the good old simple one. I still have, yeah. Yeah, the Ronaldo one that year. I like the thick lines. That wasn't bad. As something a little bit different, but it was still stripes, you know. But yeah, just give me the normal ass stripes. I just got back from my 9-year-old daughter's soccer practice. 0 whining.
No, Primo, watch the replay. You'll like some of the stuff earlier on.
Yeah, and the season's home kit was pretty.
The third kit was beautiful, but they never wore it.
Yeah, but they wore the shit out of that second kit. That is atrocious. That's the DEI hire design. In 16, yeah, there was a lot through the 2010s. Honestly,
15-16 was peak.
Mm-hmm. There was just a lot of good jersey, even like the secondary, tertiary jerseys. A lot of them were just good in that like period of time, mid 2000s, whatnot, or 2010s. Okay, last season zebra stripes was my favorite. Adidas blows need Kappa.
Yeah, I don't think you will ever like
Kappa. Yeah, Empoli uses Kappa. That's the level Kappa's at. He's just not. He's going 90s nostalgic though.
I know. I mean, I don't disagree. I have old school Italian Kappa cleats. My neighbor gave them to me. 90s Italian cleats.
But if they use that Kappa jersey there, where it's like all baggy and shit, how will Dusan show off his abs?
He has abs. Oh, it's Sal. We haven't seen Sal in like forever.
Yeah, and he commented on a short a couple days ago. I was like, oh, Sal's still hanging around, and here he is.
Sal's alive. Yeah.
Nice to see you again, Sal. Oh, we just got a waffle, and that's always what happens when we start waffling. Then
everybody shows up. Everybody shows up when we start waffling.
Yeah, use a good waffle, a nice like Belgian waffle. Give me some Belgian waffles in my life.
Yeah.
The Sony kit, Sony was a decent kit too. Nike, I don't. I think if I had to choose the big ones, it's going to be Puma, personally.
Yeah, I think like Adidas probably makes the worst kits out of everybody. Like the last good Juve kit was 15-16, and that was the last kit Nike made for Juve, and that was it.
Mm. It totally makes sense, the Adidas thing, because the stripes it works hand in hand in that sense. And the Jeep, I even agreed with like the Jeep because the stripes kind of made it look like the front grille of a Jeep. There's like that similarities. The design and marketing of it kind of works in that sense. I would never buy a fucking Jeep, but I can appreciate the design concept of it.
Oh, I've got Lotto.
Yeah, the Lotto kits.
I have Lotto cleats too, by the way, like
Holy
genuine leather. Oh man, those
Oh
things
my lord, that is
so
old school. I'm back to more of the classical Juve shirts. It's just simple. They're trying too hard. That's what your third kit's supposed to be. Is the one that you try too hard and some hipster bitch is gonna buy. Or in like German Dave's case, just like his family will buy it for his birthday, not knowing how bad it is. Oh fuck. All right, man. You killing it, or we got more?
I don't got anything else.
Pat, this is your last chance to get us down a rabbit hole. Yeah. Otherwise,
chat. Last topic, or we end it.
3, 2. Okay, no, we'll do a proper outro. All right, Dashy Poo. Roll us out of here.
Dashy Poo.
Yeah, you're Dashy Poo.
Where'd you get that from?
I always pets. I do that with my pets a lot.
Oh my pet! Jesus Christ! You just objectified me. Like I'm a
Dashy Poo.
Ugh.
Or like Betty, my dog Betty. That's Betty Boo. It's B.
You know. Oh wait, last question. Dream realistic coach next season.
Tudor.
Palladino.
Fuck yeah. I don't know if we're going any of those. I honestly think it's gonna, if it's not Conte, it's gonna be somebody like Mancini. I think it's gonna be an old Italian man. Did you know that Emoji is turn-based company? What's this emoji?
Is it emoji?
It's like the blushing face. Obviously, how he typed it, put it into an emoji.
I know those. I actually know those cleats with the Velcro logos that you can pull on and off. I know those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know those. Those are actually really cool.
Okay. Okay, you say Cap is a turn-based. Really?
And we're gonna glaze over that De Zerbi comment before I go and crash out.
It is from Turn. I didn't know that. You taught me shit. Thank you, Joey. Yes,
no,
Dashy Poo is great.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We're not encouraging this.
Dashy Poo.
We're not encouraging this. I feel like a fucking pet. Could you imagine if I had a girlfriend? She's like, "Oh, Dashy Poo." Like, yeah, bitch, get out.
It's like, Dashy Poo, I love you.
No, that's extremely corny. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
This is how we do outros, though.
That has the equivalence of De Zerbi being Juve's next coach. Fucking 0, and better yet, negative, because that's how spiteful I am.
Okay, then that's what's gonna happen. I will not call you Dashy Poo unless De Zerbi becomes our coach, and then that's all I'm gonna call you.
If that ever happens, you have full authority to call me that.
Okay, deal.
That's it. That is it.
All right. Then on that note, Dash.
And on that note, exactly. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of JuvEssentials. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. And also, if you want to see us do some ultra nationalistic Italian propaganda, watch the Talking Italian videos with us and the Primo brothers, or the Primo brothers. That's what I like. One was red, one was green, so it's perfect.
Mike and Anthony from Primo Culture.
Exactly. It's them, a primo. Okay, see what I did there? Playing Mario. On that note, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We shall catch up with you guys this weekend.
Saturday at noon Eastern Time.